The last hope of mankind. Preface. In the present world full of conflicts and without peace, all countries, big and small, have tried their best to build their massive military power, partly for the protection of their sovereignty, and partly for the condition of their economic advantage, by which they use to search for the foreign markets for their products to increase their national income and wealth. In the meantime, they steadily enlarge their military influence to gain recognition from the world public for other benefits, to satisfy their self-interested nature. In their search for world recognition, most countries nowadays have sought to one similar policy by building up their fighting forces through the stockpile of armaments and the development of military power with huge monetary budget. The weapons which they produce or possess, by any possible means, are most destructive that mankind could ever conceive in the history of self-annihilation of human beings by the easiest method of button pressing. Their enormous power of destruction will cause unforeseen adverse ecological damages, demineralization of soils, cataclysmic climatic changes, and massive deforestation. It is believed that the catastrophe of nuclear war will cause a big change in the world. Some countries will submerge into the ocean. Almost all human beings will be wiped out. Those still alive will be fighting with incurable disease until their death. There will be a nuclear winter, cataclysmic climate changes, decrease of agricultural productivity, and loss of life of all living creatures. The atmospheric pollution will be so thick, through which the sunlight cannot penetrate. The importance of all is that human beings will lose their morale and mind together with the disappearance of their civilization. Now, we have to choose whether we want war or peace. If peace is our choice, how can peace be created? And how can peace be preserved eternally? I have found the answers to the questions. It is encouraging that more and more people are now interested in and give support to the project of world peace, which I am working on. I am proud to present my proposal for world eternal peace as found in this booklet for the survival of mankind. I will be delighted to receive full cooperation from peace promoters, including you, so that we can realize the world eternal peace in our age, and can preserve this beautiful planet of Earth eternally for the whole of mankind. For world eternal peace. Suchart Kosolkitwong. World Peace Envoy. World Constitution and Parliament Association. President. International Federation of Religions. Associated with United Nations. Bangkok, June 1987. Peace concept of World Peace Envoy. Ever proposed to mankind at various places. How can we make our world peaceful? First of all, we have to find out what is the most important resource of the world. Human beings are the citizens of the world. And so they are the most precious resource of the world. In each country, if there are no citizens, there will be no government. The government can exist because there are people for it to govern. So, the people of the world should be united to press their resolution to those few world leaders. Most of the people of the world do not want any war. The persons who detonate the wars are those few leaders of powerful countries, and 100 more of leaders of other nations. A new path to world peace is being watched closely by all sides. In the past, both World War I and World War II were exploded by a few world leaders whose minds were defiled with wrath and delusion. When we allowed the politicians to solve the world problems, there occurred communism and democracy. When we let the economists do the work, they created the haves and the have-nots. The most effective way to make those few leaders get rid of their defilements of anger and delusion is to clean their minds with Dharma, the tranquil power of religions, so that they will not be under the influence of anger and delusion defilements. This is the prevention of war by religious power. Religious power, the last hope to prevent world war. The situation of the world today is so critical that it needs the presence of religious leaders to assist. All religions never teach their followers to make war and fight each other. But wars occur because men realize the fact of nature and the truth of human life. if the leaders of all religions can really perceive the truth of their scriptures, get closer to God of their faith, bring virtue of God and goodness of the scriptures to spread out, and try to change the ideas of men who are blinded by greedy and elusive defilements to become less in their mind, then true peace can be achieved. It is, therefore, the duty of religious leaders to really work together, by which peace can be won and the world leaders can change their attitude to store up Dharma instead of weapons. Real peace of the world, if there ever be, must be by the power of religions. Religious power is a tranquil power. It is a peaceful power. If the power of all religions can be united to work in unison for the solutions of the world, their power will be more powerful than any other in the world. So, it is the last way to prevent the world war effectively. Therefore, it is the right time for the religionists to step out and help solve the world problems. They must be the real religionist, not the fraudulent ones. The real religionist is not attached to anything. Neither do they work for fame, nor for offerings. They work only for happiness of mankind. Everyone wants peace. All human beings, they wish for peace, but act on the opposite. This is because they are under the influence of wrong concept, and so, they work their way to the ultimate goal with fear by inventing destructive weapons to destroy each other. It is, therefore, the duty of religious and peace leaders of the world to work in cooperation to eradicate all these problems. The world today is unrest because each side does not trust each other. They all want peace. One side calls for peace at Washington, another on at Moscow, while the other at Peking. Their efforts will never achieve peace. They have to be invited to discuss on peace in the religious atmosphere. Strategy for peace. Peace is of many levels. By nature, all human beings, after their physical satisfaction of food's consumption, they will have a defilement of sensual craving. They can get rid of this defilement by means of praying to their God. This is the right way to peace. The ability we need to make peace for the world must come from what we use to make peace for ourselves. We have to possess peace in our mind as a foundation. From peace within oneself, there will be peace in a family, then peace in a village, peace in a district, peace in a country, and peace in the world. Peace is, therefore, connected like a chain. It prevails everywhere with no boundaries. There are two ways to achieve peace. 1. Encourage all men to be religious and get closer to their God. 2. Find the way to invite world leaders to a discussion with open heart. The World Revolutionary Plan. Men have called for peace for centuries. Politicians as well as militarists have tried, but never find their success. We should allow the leaders of religions to try. How can the religious power be used on this purpose? Here are the points. 1. We have to realize our human value. What are we born for? What we really want will come from the answer of discussion among religious leaders. We all have to contemplate on the fact of death. All of us will surely die not later than 100 years of life. After our death, can we bring along those accumulated weapons? If we can convince all men to realize the truth of their birth, the reason of their living, and the destination of their next life, there will surely be peace. 2. In order to have religious power, it is necessary to build material objects. They attract the people to come, after with religious leaders will be invited to discuss in a meeting. Furthermore, other leaders of the world will be invited to find a resolution on what do men really want, and what are they living for. We have to obtain their resolution first. Then let every country observe this resolution. Do it every day like chanting until everyone remembers it well. Then peace will prevail. 3. Unite the power of Dharma by promoting the interreligious brotherhood among leaders of religions in order to create religious power. All religions teach their followers to do well. None of them teaches evil doing. All of them, as we believe, originated from the safe source. that is from the world of divinity, and they also lead to the same ultimate goal, the world of divinity, or the world of God. Strategy for the prevention, or war. In unifying the religious powers for the prevention of wars, it is necessary to move step by step as follows. 1. Promote unifications amongst men with an opinion to creating world unity. 2. Eliminate controversial disagreement on religious doctrines in order to raise spirit of religious brotherhood. 3. Promote good human relations in this world for people of various religious faiths. 4. Encourage all people to cherish humanity consideration in their mind. 5. Take all possible measures for the creation of world eternal peace. Enemies of peace workers. Workers for peace must be aware of warmongers who have power of politics, money, and economic wealth, penetrating in everywhere around the world. They do not want peace. We have to find a concrete measure to destroy their movement, the anti-peace movement. They are 1. The movement of war traders. They make themselves rich in wartime. 2. The movement of arms traders. They do not want peace, because peace cannot make them rich. 3. The movement of armaments factory owners. They do not want peace, because if the world has peace, they cannot maintain their factories of armaments. 4. The movement of mafia. They are traders on narcotic drugs and illegal goods. They do not want peace. The workers for peace have to fight the power of these movements without knowing them. They will normally utilize the power of local government to destroy the peace movement. So, peace workers of the world must be very careful. The victory of winning the race for peace. The way to fight for victory of world peace is that we have to destroy those movements with the following measures. 1. All leaders of religions must be united with harmonious sincerity. 2. All peace-loving diplomats must be united with harmonious sincerity. 3. All parliamentarians in the world must be united with harmonious sincerity. 4. Find possible way of holding a world peace conference where leaders of world religions and governments are invited for a meeting on the purpose of their birth, the reason of their living, and the destination of their next life. When they discuss on the above subjects, they will carefully think with mindfulness. They will finally realize the fact that everyone will die. No need to make war. If they can solve this problem, they can also solve those problems on economy, politics, and armaments. They will close down the nuclear producing factories. The meeting on disarmament becomes easy. But nowadays, they do not have a meeting to discuss about themselves first. They meet to discuss about all external matters. So, I propose for them to discuss about the truth of themselves first. 5. Try all possible means to establish the world government. Coordinating headquarters of World Peace Envoy.